Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome everybody. Thank y'all for being here. I was on time. I was here. I was here. Hey Joshua. Hey Harlem. Hey Wright. Hey Sharon Green. Can y'all hear me? Everybody good? Okay, just make sure. I'm going to drop the link. Can't stand this internet. Okay, good. Yeah, I had it on mute for a minute. But glad you can hear me. The link is in the chat as we go along tonight. If anybody wants to get on, come up here and talk with me. You're welcome to do that. But we're going to give just about 30, 60 more seconds and we'll get started. I'm excited about tonight because I want to talk about Vince. I want to talk about Babyface. I want to talk about the music industry and the R&B. And I think, right, you know a lot about it. So you can, we've had these conversations before, but Vince just blew me out the water. Like I am learning things about Vince that I never knew. And we'll get to talk about that. And then we'll talk about other stuff as well. I don't know about y'all, but I am off my 9 to 5 for a few days and I'm excited about it. I got time today. I got time. And so I hope you guys do too. If not, if you gotta go to work tomorrow, it's okay. It's okay. Keep getting them coins, keep getting that check. Gosh, y'all, Christmas is day after tomorrow already. Already it is here. I don't really feel like I'm done shopping, but I'm done as I'm gonna be. So whoever don't get whatever, holler at me after Christmas. And it's mainly, listen, 2 grandkids. My sister has a football team. I mean, she got what, 10, 12? It's a lot. So we have to make sure everybody feels a part of. It's a lot. But we love the babies. We love it. 2025 is done for you. Like done. You ain't gotta go back till 2026. I'm not mad at you, right? I know a lot of people in that predicament. Unfortunately, it ain't me. I got a couple more days this year. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, on to bigger and better. Like we always want to do better, be better. And look forward to great things. And we have to really have faith in that, to stand on that, to really put in the work for that, and just keep positive vibes. Anybody that ain't willing to be better and go beyond, above and beyond to be that, I'm sorry, I'm gonna holler at you over here, because we always want to be doing better and better. So looking forward to 2026 for sure. A lot of things for Black Link magazine. We're going to be working on this YouTube channel to make it better. Everything can be better. Why not reach for it and go for it? Harlem said, "Oh my God, I was stuck trying to figure out for my grandson. My New Year's resolution is no shopping for him unless he needs it. How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that?" So I said, like, I was not gonna go way out. My grandson and my granddaughter are both 1. They grow fast, so it's not a lot they need on their birthdays. They got buku toys, they have clothes and shoes, like what to get them. So I wasn't gonna go crazy, but I'm the grandma. So like, right. But I'm like you, like I'm gonna slow my roll. If you need it, I got you. If you earn it by listening to grandma, we might go get us some ice cream. But I have a little 1-year-old boy that wants to do what he wants to do. My little 1-year-old granddaughter, she's so sweet. And my 1-year-old is sweet. He's super sweet, but he runs this house. He thinks he ain't seen grandma be like, no, and I mean it. He'd be like, whatever, grandma. It was so hard trying to figure for him. He only wanted one thing, so I got to slow. Oh, how old is he, Harlem? Welcome everybody. As you come in, hit the like button. We just talking grandkids and Christmas and great nieces and nephews. I was saying my sister had 6. Oh, so sweet. My sister has a grandchild in every age bracket, I think. But we love the babies, and Amy does what Amy can do for all of them. Grandma got to come through for all of them. But I mean, I love it. We love family time, and this is the best time of the year for me. I promise I'm not mad about nothing. I'm happy because I get to spend a lot of time with my family, and that's what's important to me. And too hard, his body won't just. His birthday was just, see, that's what I'm saying. We got a birthday. My sister got a grandchild birthday. That's the 26th. Her birthday was the 20th. Her 2 grandsons that are brothers, 3 years apart, born on the same day, was the 21st. My baby sister was the 23rd. Again, my little nephew, the 26th. Christmas, the 25th. Can somebody send me some cash app so I can buy them some presents? That's just a joke. Just a joke. It's too much. Too much. So anyway, y'all, as I said, thank y'all for being here. I'm excited about this, about all the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. So if y'all have something specifically that y'all want to talk about, we can do that tonight. As I said, we got time to do that. But I wanted to talk about Vincent Herbert. Now, if you guys don't know who Vincent Herbert, the first time I knew who a Vincent Herbert was is when he was on Vince and Tamar. He was Tamar Braxton's husband. And Tamar, they had a son. And here we have that's how I knew him. And they was living in this big old mansion. And I knew that he was her manager. But I was like, who is Vince? Right? Now, the reason that I'm finding out that we didn't know so much about Vince, like if y'all knew about Vince before Tamar or before Vince, the reality show, let me know, because I didn't know how great he was, how talented he was, how he had an eye for making superstars, right? And so I'm finding out that he said that he just always just kept it. Nope. See, didn't know him. I'm finding out that we knew that the reason we didn't really know who Vince was is because Vince was, he said he just always was humble, and he met with what's his name? The man's name is hold on, I'm about to tell you. Hold on. His name is Jimmy Iovine. But anyway, he works really close to him, and the advice that he gave him was that, like, you know, you're going to work in this business, in this industry, and the best advice that I can give you is don't go to the parties, don't hang out all with the celebrities, don't go to the clubs. He said he didn't even go to the NBA basketball games. So he never, Jimmy Iovine, yes, that's him. He never, and he worked with him closely. He never hung out, and he said, Jimmy Iovine told him, he was like, listen, if you want to be respected in this game, don't go hang out. Don't go to the parties. He said he never went to a Jimmy Iovine party. He said it's just that, and this man, Vincent Herbert, he discovered Lady Gaga. Little did I know, right? He discovered Lady Gaga, and whenever they, like, Lady Gaga was signed to L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid dropped her, and so Vince said no. So Vince was like, I can see things before they happen. Like, I can see stardom. I can see that this person is going to be something before it happens. And that's what he saw in Lady Gaga. When Vince got done producing Lady Gaga, he made over $3 billion, 170 million streams, and still coming up for album of the year in 2025. So if that tells you anything about Vincent and his work, it should yell a lot to you about who he is in this industry. And for him to be that big and making those kind of moves, and we didn't know about him, he's simply humbled. He said he's had a great career and worked with people that we wouldn't even imagine, because we know when we talk about a Babyface, Listen, Vince is in the category of Babyface, and we just didn't know that. But we all know who Babyface is, and by right, because Babyface is also an artist, right? Which Vince started out being an artist. He's been doing this since he was 14 years old or younger. He said he learned music by learning how to play the trumpet. He said he learned just the basic keys on the piano, but he learned how to read music and all of that on the trumpet. And when he got in, he just learned from the greats. He learned from Quincy Jones. He learned from Clive Davis. He learned from all the greats, right? Jimmy Iovine. So he had it going on. So I just thought he was Tamar's husband and her manager, and that, you know, he was developing her and getting her gigs and doing her well. I think he did Tamar really well. Tamar just didn't want Vince around all the time. She didn't want to work with my husband and be with him at home and please him and do all that. But for me, I would have been like who else to trust in this industry the way that it is, right? Come on. So let's just kind of go through everybody that he kind of mentioned. This amazing interview. Y'all, I'm liking Vince now a whole bunch. Vince done lost him some weight. Vince done took care of his health. Vince got it going on, and he is still relevant in this industry, and we didn't even know it. At least I didn't know it, and me and Harlem didn't know it, she said. So let's talk about it. Vince has worked with, so Vince said that, I'm just going to go through my notes here. So Vince was like, you know, R&B and music and singing, he said it's not the same as it used to be when they was back in the day, right? Back in the 80s, 90s, and creating music and developing artists. He said artists today do not want to work for it, but they got it so easy, which we all know that, because they can go on this internet thing. And if people like a certain amount of people like it, then you become a star, right? But he's creating A-list celebrities. Let me talk about what, I'm going to skip to this real quick since Harlem had posted it. He also discovered Joe. Y'all know who Joe is. Joe was working in a barbershop, just cleaning the barbershop, like, right? But as he was cleaning, he was singing. And so Vince was like, he got a voice. So he approached him, took him to the studio, and then it's history. We know Joe, who Joe is to R&B. And it's because of Vince, because of Vincent Herbert. Nope, no Diddy and R. Kelly killed it. Listen. Oh, the industry? Are we talking about the industry? So anyway, they did. The industry is a monster, right? And so like for me and for Tamar, I was thinking, like, Tamar, chill out. Like, what kind of problems are y'all having so bad that you got to leave this man? Yes, for R&B. So anyway, he spoke a little bit on AI. Vince is so confident in everything that he does. He's so humbled. He was like, you know what? I can appreciate AI. But at the end of the day, for me as well, AI has its benefits, but yet there are some downsides to that, right? He said, it's okay. He said for AI, I'm not saying exactly what he said, but he was like, it's okay for AI. He said, things are ever evolving. Things are supposed to change. Things are supposed to, like we just talked about, opening up the live, that you want to be better. You want to do things. You want to work smarter, not harder. You want to be greater. There's always room for change. And so AI is just part of change in this business, but you can never lose sight of the human behind it, right? Now, AI can do its thing, but it can't be a human, and it can't do the things that God blesses the human to do. And so he's really not bothered. You know, we saw other artists like come out. We saw producer like what's his name out of Atlanta, Jermaine Dupri, come out and kind of jump down this girl's throat for mastering AI and getting a multi-million-dollar contract. Was like, you're not a real person, went on her. But for me, Vincent's looking at it like, do your thing, girl, because we still got to have the human aspect of things. That's never going to go away. So it's really not a problem for him. AI is really not a problem for him. But then he said that also he worked with Destiny's Child. He said, you guys remember, no, right? So Matthew, Beyonce's dad, had called him, and was like, we want you to come and work on this album, right? They already had a hook, already had it prepared or whatever. So Herbert's deal was like, okay, I'll come and work with Destiny's Child on this, but I got to be able to work with Michael Jackson too. So that's how he became to work with Michael Jackson. He said Michael Jackson had so much music. He said he spent a whole day or a whole week going through everything and chopping and blocking and, going through Michael Jackson's music. It was just crazy. He said he's had a beautiful career, and a very successful career. But like, what is that, right? He's working with Michael Jackson now. You haven't never heard of Herbert? Vincent Herbert? So anyway, he worked with Destiny's Child. Matthew called him up. He went and worked with Destiny's Child. He talked about also working with Aaliyah. He said he went to Chicago. Aaliyah was very sweet. Aaliyah showed up. He moved to Chicago for 6 months to work with Aaliyah. He said he never mentioned R. Kelly. I thought R. Kelly's name was going to come up because of the simple fact, like, right, R. Kelly he killed the game as far as being fire when it comes to music. R. Kelly, you can never take that from him. So, but he never mentioned R. Kelly as a producer or producing like Aaliyah or anything like that. He just talked about his work with Aaliyah and how she was so dedicated to the game. He said it was snowing like crazy. And if you guys know anything about Chicago, like for me, I don't ever want to be in Chicago in the winter and it's snowing and you can't get around. But he said he went there for 6 months. It snowed so hard every day. And Aaliyah still came to every session and killed the game, sung every bit of everything they was working on. Wasn't no backup, nothing. She did every part of it. So yeah, Harlem. So it probably was, because if she was walking around, like coming to the studio by herself to somebody else's studio, it had to be after she had left R. Kelly, after they had split. Wright says AI is fine. You can't train your model on copyrighted intellectual property. It's illegal and wrong. So he worked with Aaliyah before she passed away, and it was just amazing. Like, we know Aaliyah, right? We knew that she was going to be big as or bigger than Beyonce. She was on her way. So then he said he also worked with, gosh, it was so many. So he worked with Christopher Williams. He said Christopher Williams gave him $1,000. And he said he took that $1,000. They worked on every little thing with Mary J. Blige, and that's where he was producing at 14 years old with Chris. We know Christopher Williams is. If y'all are, I'm telling my age, but we come from the era where there was real singing, really, like, right. These artists could live sing. It wasn't hiding behind the studio. When it was time to go and sing live, they killed the game. Tank can sing and kill the game. There's a lot of people he worked with that are genuine, authentic artists that don't have to put anything on their voices to change anything. These are the artists. This is the era that he comes from. She said him and Christopher Williams supposed to be putting something out. I hope so. I loved Christopher Williams. I loved his voice. I loved his look. I loved everything about Christopher Williams, and I loved his music. And so I think Tank is putting something out as well. And I'm not sure if it's with Vince, but Tank has got something coming out as well. He said that so Lady Gaga, when he met Lady Gaga, I forgot to say this. He told her, he said, you know what? He said, blonde is selling, so go get your hair dyed blonde. He said he took her to 45th and Crenshaw in LA in a white Bentley GT. I used to live off of 42nd and Crenshaw, so I know exactly where he was at. He took her there, and she got her hair dyed blonde, and it was just history after that. Lady Gaga is fire. Lady Gaga is fire. He did his thing. He was telling her, he said, blonde is what's selling right now, and you got to do that. And she did it. She trusted him. I think that she had a meeting with somebody, like after LA Reid, she had a meeting with somebody named Sylvia, but she already knew that she was going to work with Vince. But she still wanted to respect and go work and go have that meeting with this lady named Sylvia. but she chose Vince. And I think that's the best thing she could ever do. $3 billion. $3 billion. He said that's the most money. Wait a minute. Was it that one or was it? Hold on, because I think it was somebody. Yeah. So he said he also worked with Dream with Puffy. And he worked with JoJo, a girl named JoJo. And he said this little girl was 11 years old. So he said it was kind of hard picking and choosing the music for her. Did it sound too old? Did it sound too young, too grown, or whatever? And he said, so the song that he chose, Let's Get Out. I can't remember the name of it, but she didn't like it. But he said she sung it anyway. They made 5 million records, and she opened up in Japan for Usher. He said that was the biggest payout he had ever gotten in his career at that time, and he was very young in the industry. But he said also though, Berry Gordy told him that I'm gonna Joanna Noel. Am I saying it right? Noel? I think that's right. But 5 million records. So 5 million records, the first record that they put out. So Vince has this talent or this gift that he create actual stars. Like, listen, for me, Tamar can sing. He mentioned Tamar too in this. He said like Joe and Tamar and Coco, but he also said, and this is a real thing, that just because somebody can sing and they got a voice doesn't mean that every song is a hit, right? And it's just the truth. Just because we think this person can sing, that everything they sing is going to be a hit, and that's just not true. We know that from Tamar. Like, it's just not everything she touched don't turn to gold. But Tamar has a voice. Tamar can sing. Where was I? He talked about Berry Gordy, Quincy Jones, Clive Davis. He said he studied those guys because those guys had made it, right? And so Berry Gordy was great, so he wanted to be great. But he said what happened for him is that Berry told him, said, listen, when you seek out your next star, bring it to me, and I will do you right. And he said Berry Gordy gave him a sweet deal with JoJo, because he said, and that's part of the business, right? The executive side of things, right? And he said that was like, he did him right. So often you hear these grimy stories about the industry and how people are done wrong and not getting their due, right? But what happened is JoJo, they were like asking Vince, like, how are you getting connected? Vince was like, because I was respected in the fact that I didn't play those games. I wasn't out to get anybody. I wanted to do everybody right. I wasn't trying to cut corners, like all that stuff. And he said, and so when I made phone calls, people picked up. Hey, it's Vince. I need to talk to you. Or if he went to, say, Jimmy Levine, which he did, and it was to work with Akon. He said that's how he started working with Akon, because of Jimmy Levine. But they trusted Vince. These are like big name people, like household names that Vince has worked with that that we just didn't hear about. And that's why I just wanted to kind of talk about him. Vince also said to never lose your craft. Like you never lose it. Don't use it. You lose it. He said, but you have to know that it's there because God gave it to you for a reason to do what you needed to do. And it says it's just how you have to make it evolve. And that's what he did. He just stood on that. He worked with Andre Harrell. Man, he worked with M. Toomey. And he said, and also he was like well-rounded. Vince was well-rounded. It wasn't that he just stuck with R&B or just the Black culture. He said white music, country music, it don't matter. He said, I work with anybody that I think is great, that can be great, that I can like really work with and will listen to me to make them, to put them on and make them be a star. And he said, and that's what he stuck to. He said, it doesn't matter. He don't put himself in a box and just say, this is just one genre I'm going to work with. It's just like he works with a plethora of people. And I think that's what makes him so successful in what he do. Wright said that's the way record producers used to be one generation before him. No, now producer all on the song, dancing in the videos. Right. You see, and here's the thing about that. Vince wasn't looking for no clout. He wasn't looking to be all in the cameras. He was working in the back. He said his work was his work, and he stuck to his work. He wasn't playing around and all that foul stuff. He was there to do a job, and he was there to do his job well. And that's what he did. Hold on, you guys, just a second. Let's see. Let's move on. Worked with Al B. Sure. Have I mentioned Al B. Sure yet? He worked with Al B. Sure. He worked with Al B. Sure. He said Al B. Sure had a lot of vocals, a lot of stuff that he had also, but he worked with Al B. Sure. Al B. Sure had it going on in his time. When it was Al B. Sure's time, then he had it going on. So he worked with Al B. Sure. What else? He discovered Joe at the barbershop. We talked about that. Worked with Usher. The reason that Vince is coming out now and speaking about all of this, and like he was like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. He said, but I'm great. I'm good at what I do. He said the thing that he worries about is that people, yes, look right in my face, the Winans, Whitney Houston, the Dream, and we talked about the Dream. But he said the reason that he's coming out is because he wants to tell his own story. He don't want to wait till he's passed away and allow other people to tell his story, because they won't get it right. They won't get it right. They won't tell it like it really is. So he wanted to tell his own story. And by right, like, listen, this man been in the industry so long, and he should be able to tell his story. He has a lot of stories to tell, and he earned that. He earned his just due. Now, we do know there was a situation after Tamar and Vince had divorced, where they were saying that Vince had gotten a loan, a big amount of a loan, and he did not pay it back. And so I don't know what ever happened with that. I'm gonna look into it, but we didn't talk about it a lot, but there was a situation. But actually, Vince has had a very successful career in this industry, where a lot of people don't get to say that, right? They don't get to say that. But yeah, he's worked with Dream, the Winans, Whitney Houston. He said he's also worked with what's her name? Victoria Wine, the Winans, Victoria Winan. But it was another gospel group that he worked with. Tamar. I don't know. I can't remember. Vanessa Bell Armstrong. Yes, Vanessa Bell Armstrong. Help me out, Harlem. I didn't write her name down. Oh, because I didn't turn the page. I had more. Yeah. So that's when he worked with the Dream with Puffy and JoJo at that time. Oh gosh, something's in my eye. And he just basically said, he was like, I make stars. I can read it. I can see it before it happens. I think that's very brilliant. And I think that Vince has a long way to go. He has new ideas, and if him and Christopher Williams are going to come out, I think that it's going to be brilliant. I think it's going to be what we need. Like, I want to get back to that era, to that kind of singing, that those kind of making that kind of music. He said that Vince also said that, one thing that is relatable with all of us is that we all have a heartbeat, right? So in some way, some fashion, all the music is connected. Country music has a little soul in it, a little rock and roll, like all of it is connected. And he said, because at the end of the day, music, all music is about how people want to feel, like if they're happy, if they're sad, if they're mad, if they're whatever it is, right? People go to music for what feeling they're having. If they're feeling sad, they go play sad music, right? If they're happy, they play hype music, but it's all music is an emotion, is to accompany your emotions. And so that's what he said. Let me see what Harlem said. Joe sung background for her. I had to go listen for her. Oh, for Vanessa Bell Armstrong. Yep, he did say that. He actually said that in the interview. What else? Jimmy Iovine, Tamar, JoJo. So I think that's it on him. But what I wanted to compare him with is, I wanted to not even compare him with, but just put him in the same category as Babyface. And I think that he has earned that. You guys may say something different, right? But I think that he's deserves that. Let's see. Bryce says it's kind of like DJ Quick. Everyone talks about Dr. Dre, who has people around him, help, etc. Quick does everything himself. That's kind of how Vince is, right? He's very reserved. He's in the cut. He don't need to be on stage in your video, and you don't need to be doing that. He don't have to be seen. He's not very loud. He's very soft-spoken for a man, right? He just really just is an humble guy. And I think that keeps his relevancy as well. And because of the work that he was able to show and able to display, and the stars that he was able to create and make, people respect him. So when you say, oh, let's see if we can get Vince. People are like, yeah, let's get Vince on this. Vince is somebody that they want to request to produce their album, their music. So I think that's amazing, because again, I didn't know nothing about Vince until Tamar and Vince came on. I knew they had this big old mansion, beautiful, beautiful home. And, she had it going on, but I'm like, dang, what does Vince do? And I mean, he manages Tamar. What else? He did a lot for years and still in the business. Now, when you look at a Babyface, Babyface is a little older. So he's a little more seasoned, and he's been in the game a little longer. But like, if you go down his list, you got Eddie Levert. Vince worked with Eddie Levert as well. He worked with Eddie Levert as well. But you got 7 Whole Days by Tony Braxton. This is Babyface. Rock Steady with the Whispers, and oh, that was my song, Rock Steady. Water Runs Dry, Boys to Men, the song for Mama, Boys to Men, Babyface, Whitney Houston, It Hurts Like Hell, Aretha Franklin, Bobby Brown, The Whisper, Pebbles, After 7, Johnny Gill, The Deal, Karen White, The Boys, Damian Dame, Tevin Campbell, Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan. We said Aretha Franklin, Madonna, Janet Jackson, Faith Evans, Beyonce, Diana Ross, Sheena Easton, Michael Jackson, Boyz II Men, or Ariana Grande, Mary J. Blige, Celine Dion, Gregory Michael, Justin Bieber, George Michael, Phil Collins, Stevie Wonder, the list goes on and on. TLC, it just goes on and on. And those are all great artists that was produced by Babyface. And some of those people actually worked with Vince as well. So when you talk about producer to producer, I mean, Babyface, he's the GOAT and he's been in it a little longer, but Vince ain't too far behind him. And in the comments I was reading, they were saying he needs to get a Grammy or whatever, producer of the year or something. Like Vince needs his accolades because he's really done well in the business. And I think he's won some. We just don't know about it. We just ain't heard about it. We just didn't see him physically, right? Get it? That was my piece on them today. I didn't know how long you guys wanted to be here, so but I did want to come and talk about Vince. Like I'm really excited for Vince at this point. I believe that Tamar finished her contract out with Vince after divorce. There was a contract, and she had to finish that contract out. But I think Tamar just went. She just went. What do you call it? She just went independent. Tamar just went independent after that. Tamar's not doing really bad for herself. Like she has some successful things. Tamar just is spiraling out of control. She's in the club. She got it. You gonna see her on every set, so it's different. But anyway, he said, yeah, okay, we got that. So that's all that I have for Vince and Babyface. I really love his story. I love how it started. I think he's out of Florida. Vince is originated from Florida, maybe. But somehow, some way, he said they started, his brother had like a dance group, and he would do dance music. He produced dance music, Vince did. And just from there, he just started studying the greats and just trying to be where he could be to make sure that he could get in. And he got in. He got in all right, and he did well. Let me see what else we have to talk about tonight before we end it. This is kind of a short live after I done said all that, that we got time tonight, but I just was really focusing on them. What else? What y'all got going on? What's the news? What's the latest? Let me see. New Jersey. He's from New Jersey. He said it. He said it in the interview. He's from New Jersey. That's right. He is. He's from New Jersey. Yep. He said it on the interview. Y'all gotta go see that interview. It was really good. Oops. So I think there is a Trump needs to go. He needs to go to jail. They said that also there was some information in the files that were released, these stupid files that were released, that he was allegedly involved in an R word in some of those files, and that these files could really hurt him as well. But we'll see. He really needs to go, and he needs to take Nicki Minaj with him. I mean, like, right? Go with him somewhere else besides being in office. So right is saying no, online community is over him. Over him going to prison. They want him to succumb to his illness. Who? What illness? Am I missing something? Did I miss something? Is he sick? I'm with you, Harlem. Take him down. Take him down right now. He can suffer in there where he's supposed to be anyway. So do y'all remember the kids that jumped on the mom and the little boy? There are 7 juveniles that have been arrested for that. And I'm excited about that because let me see if I can find it. He's got dementia, heart failure, probably kidney failure, much more. Oh, he's got dementia? He won't. He'll be protected. I didn't know that he was sick and had dementia and heart failure. Did not know that. They said he was perfectly well, last I heard. So anyway, let me read this. Reports indicate recent arrests of 7 juveniles in different incidents, including one in the U.S. for assaulting a mother and child, and another group in what? For an alleged crime spree, with police noting social media's influences and children facing court with bail conditions. Juvenile arrests are common, with hundreds of thousands occurring annually in the U.S. Okay. We're not talking about Australia. There we go. That's why he lashes out. That's why he lashes out late night on social media. I did not know it. Okay, 7 juveniles were arrested in connection with the beating of a mother and her young son last month. The victims were walking home from school when they were approached by and struck by the suspects. The juveniles who are charged ranged in age from 10 to 13 and were referred to counseling service, police said. Counseling service? I thought they were going to put them in juvenile services. The suspect allegedly seriously injured the mother and a boy back on November the 17th. The Chicago Police Department confirmed the charges to Fox 32 on Saturday. The 33-year-old woman and her son were walking home from school around 3:10 p.m. in the 1600 block of South Bensley Avenue in South Deering when the suspect approached them, struck them several times, police said. Both of the victims were taken to Trinity Hospital in serious condition. The juveniles charge included 3 10-year-old boys, a 10-year-old girl, an 11-year-old girl, a 12-year-old boy, and a 13-year-old girl, according to police. Authorities did not name them as they are underage. They were all charged with battery causing bodily harm, referred to counseling service, and were released from custody. Police said the investigation is ongoing. I thought they was really going to put them in juvenile services. They needed something a little harsher than counseling services, I think. So anyway, did we hear? So I'm finding out they did, and she does, and so does their parents. They have to go to counseling, and that's it. So I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit more. But either way, maybe that's gonna counseling will help them. Maybe they should have been on some type of like curfew. Maybe they should been like have to do school. Fine, well, that wouldn't help them. I was gonna say from home. Cancel that belt on that behind, right? That's what I say, right? What when we used to be able to do that, right? Now you go to jail for spanking your kids when they need it. And that's why they are like they are, I believe. So they're saying that so the word on the curve, well, I don't even know what the word is, but there is coming out why Farnsworth did not participate um or didn't speak on 50 Cent's Diddy's documentary. So let's see if we can hear why he didn't speak. Because I'm thinking, where is Farnsworth anyway? Because people were saying that he was unalive, but I think he's still walking around here. Farnsworth Bentley, whose real name is Derek Watkins, is the one. Oh, dang. Oh, can I get it? So he's married in Atlanta with kids. Okay. So I'm wondering why he didn't. So it's trying to tell me, but I don't have no volume on the video. I was trying to so we could hear it, but I don't have the I don't know what happened to the volume. But anyway, maybe that's why. Like maybe he just didn't want to be a part of it. He wanted to just stay out the way because of his family did not stop individuals from speaking to law enforcement but documentaries. So it couldn't be an NDA. Diddy's NDAs protect him and his family for 20 years after his unaliving. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm going to dig into Farnsworth and see what's going on with him and why he wasn't on the documentary. But I believe that it's just that he just probably, I think he probably just was like, I'm over it. I done moved on with my life. I don't want no part of it. My face splashed all over the place for carrying the umbrella for this man. So I don't want to do it. But like, yeah, I wonder why he was nowhere, not at the trial, not on documentary, anything. And his name kept coming up. So anyway, so you guys, anyway, that's it. I'm gonna cut it short tonight with this. I'm gonna go dig some more into other things for tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I don't know that I'll be coming live, but I will definitely be doing shorts. Maybe late Christmas night, late after it's over. I don't know, but don't y'all go nowhere. Like, come back when I come back. So, but I think I will be spending a lot of time with my family. So in between, I'll get some shorts and put them up. And then if there's any time to go live really quick or whatever, I'll do that. So maybe not expect tomorrow or Thursday, but expect to see shorts. And then we'll come back live and have a lot to talk about, I'm sure. We're just know that 2026 is going to be busy for us with the court hearings, all the court hearings and the trials that are coming up. So we'll be busy with that. Always thought his role was weird. Like Come on, all you do is yo, an umbrella. We all know of famous butlers. Put these on. Alfred, Bruce Wayne, Batman, Jeffrey, Fresh Prince. Yep, and none of them were quiet. It was weird. Like, yeah, I know. Like, I'm like, what's up? What was up with him? Like, you just walk around and just hold the umbrella for him and nothing else. Like, what was your job? What was your Harlem? What was his job? What did he do? I figured you have a little bit more information on him, but we can dig into that and see about that. I appreciate everybody coming tonight, hanging out with me. I listen. I really hope that y'all have a blessed time with y'all's family. Have a Merry Christmas. Be blessed. It ain't about the presents. For me, it's about our family and the time that we get to spend. Yeah, he didn't do nothing that we get to spend together. So enjoy your family, enjoy your time, and we'll be back real soon. I'll be posting it to let you guys know when we're going live again. But do check out the shorts that I post and share them. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If this is the replay for you, will you put it in the chat, in the comments, #replay. Enjoy you as well. You guys enjoy your families and be blessed. Have fun with the grandkids. If you're a grandma, have fun with your kids, your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews, your mama, your daddy. Everybody have fun. Bless you. We'll see y'all when we get back. Bye. Good night.